All right, how's it going, guys? Welcome back to my channel. So, I put up a poll yesterday, didn't get that out, um, on my community tab about what kind of video you all would like to see next. I have few things that I'm kind of going back and forth with, but one was the Netherlands, one was Germany, I think one was Belgium, and right now I'm learning German. So I also have a couple of videos I've been doing about with the Duolingo thing, but you all chose the Netherlands. So that's what we're gonna do today. And um the video that I got this the channel that I got this video from is called Not Just Bikes. And the title is Why Dutch Bikes Are Better and Why You Should Want One. So we are gonna watch that because if and when, I mean, it will happen, but when we move close to the Netherlands, if Charlie has anything to do with it, which he will, he will make sure our number one transportation are these damn bikes. So, and I'm not, not about him. It's just, for me personally, well, number one, I have narcolepsy, so I am like tired all the time, and it sucks. It's definitely an underrated type of thing. But so my energy, like it day by day, it just all depends on how much sleep I got, just a whole bunch of stuff. So enough with that. Um, I know I need to learn about these bikes. I know that. So we will go ahead and play this video. And
This is our Dutch bicycle. It's an oma fiets, literally grandma bicycle. There is really nothing special about it, at least here in the Netherlands. But in Canada, the US, or many other countries, this bike would be very unique indeed, and bicycles like this one really surprised me the first time I visited the Netherlands. There's a good reason for this uniqueness. In the Netherlands, bicycles are seen as a tool for everyday transportation, a way to get from point A to point B quickly and efficiently. In most other countries,
apparently, I do not have my media worked out. Either lagging. I have no idea what this is. Like, I have no idea. We'll play a few more minutes and see if maybe I just needed to catch up, although it's.
bicycles are used primarily for sport and exercise. This one difference explains nearly everything special about a bike like this. Now, it's not like this is the only kind of bicycle you'll see in the Netherlands, of course. There are many others, including e-bikes, cargo bikes, hand cycles, and you'll definitely see road bikes used for sport too, especially.
One thing that I noticed, and it has nothing to do with these bikes, but how clean the roads are. It is absolutely, that's one thing that I absolutely love is like, it just seems like everybody takes care of everything. Like they're considerate, I suppose. Like I live two doors down from, I think it's a hoarder house, but they have so much trash, and it's like on a weekly basis I have to clean my yard because there's just so much trash that comes our way. And your streets, it's like there's like nothing. It's just clear, nice and clean and beautiful.
On weekends. But for everyday urban transportation, this style of bicycle is by far the most common. So what makes this bicycle so different from what you might be used to? Well, the primary difference is that this is an upright bicycle. It's built to ride in an upright sitting position. This is an inefficient position that will not transmit maximum power into the crank during a pedal stroke, plus it's totally not aero. But who cares? What the upright position does provide is comfort. The handlebars on this bicycle are high up and swept back, making it extremely comfortable to ride. On this kind of bicycle, you almost pull up and back on the handlebars rather than putting any weight on them. This is just a more comfortable way to sit on a bicycle, and the design is very similar to the original safety bicycle developed in the UK in the late 19th century. Sitting upright also makes it easier to see what's going on around you, which can be safer when cycling in busy urban environments with lots of other people around. Riding this way lets you wear any type of clothing you'd like because it's no different than sitting in a chair, which is why you see most people in the Netherlands dressed for the destination and not the ride. This bicycle has a step-through frame, meaning that you can get on and off it very easily without having to swing your leg around like you do on a bike like this with a crossbar. These frames are fine and you'll definitely see them here, but I find them particularly annoying if you have a kid seat because if you swing your leg up to get on, you kick your kid in the head.
And also with these bikes, I noticed these have brakes. The ones that we have, I guess I don't know how you'd call them, the American ones, apparently, copycat of your guys' bikes, they don't have the brakes. Like, I think you just back on the pedal and it stops that way, which I kind of would prefer that. It's a lot easier and you can slow down, like, as fast or slow as you want. It's nice. And I'm very sorry. I do have YouTube. I watch this. I do have YouTube Premium, so I shouldn't be having ads, but one more thing I gotta fix.
And I don't understand why we still call these men's bikes when it's the only kind you can hit your nuts on. Because step-through frames are more comfortable to use, they're increasingly popular for both men and women. This is another thing that contributes to people wearing normal clothes when cycling, and why you'll even see women wearing dresses and skirts. Speaking of skirts, this thing is called a skirt guard or coat guard, and it's quite common on Dutch bicycles. It prevents long articles of clothing from getting stuck in the spokes as you ride.
Nice.
It also helps prevent a child sitting on the back from getting their foot stuck. Another thing to protect your clothing is the chain guard, a plastic or metal cover over the bicycle chain. It also helps to protect the chain from the elements, making it last longer. This thing here is called a frame lock, and almost every bicycle in the Netherlands has one. These are incredibly convenient for so many reasons, but I've almost never seen them outside of the Netherlands, Denmark, and Japan. They are an easy way to lock the back wheel of your bicycle for quick stops, which makes it really, really easy to pop into a shop.
Yeah, this is really nice. Like, seems like you guys have a lot more accessories on the bikes to make it more convenient to be able to ride them on a daily basis. We just have plain Jane. So I like that.
Shop when riding somewhere. The frame lock also keeps your key inside as you ride. You can actually buy frame locks that don't do this, but I really like the key retaining feature.
Yeah.
This is a small detail, but it ensures that your bike keys are always with you. That being said, I have been known to accidentally hit the key with my leg and bend it like this. Oops. Also, while there's a lot of space for the locking mechanism in the wheel, I seem to hit the spoke far more often than you'd think. I should have gone into neutrino research. When this lock is engaged, you can't ride the bicycle, but you can, of course, just pick it up and walk away with it. So if you want to ensure that your bike is still there when you return, it's best to bring a chain lock with you as well, and most people do. If you see bikes locked only like this, it's probably because the owner considers their bike too crappy to steal.
It's one of them.
A slight variation on this is a frame lock with a chain lock integrated, giving you 2 locks with 1 key. Interestingly, U-locks, by far the most common locks in North America, are not seen very often in the Netherlands. Probably because it's difficult to get close enough to something to lock to with so many other bicycles around. Another feature you'll see on almost every bicycle in the Netherlands is both front and rear fenders. This makes sense in a country where it rains all the time. Fenders are not considered an optional add-on here. What's also included is a kickstand. almost every bike comes with one.
Well,
Over the fender, you'll usually
we have one of those too, but it doesn't go on both sides. It's just like on one side, and if you barely touch it, it falls over. So most of the kids these days, they just roll up and drop their bikes. Grateful children.
find a rear rack, though some bikes have a rack on the front. Ultimately, these bicycles are meant to be useful, so having panniers at the back or a box on the front allows people to carry a surprisingly large amount of
I
stuff.
thought those were
No SUV
saddlebags.
Rear racks in the Netherlands are also built strong enough to carry another person, which you see quite regularly. But then everything on a Dutch bicycle is heavy duty. These aren't aluminium or carbon fiber frames, they're made of solid steel. These bikes are not built for speed, they're built to last. In general, Dutch bicycles are built to be low maintenance. So when a bicycle has gears, they're often internal hub gears like this one. In-hub gearing is great because they almost never need maintenance. This is very different from derailleurs, which I find are constantly going out of alignment. Of course, many bicycles, including this one of ours, don't have any gears at all. You might also notice that this particular bike doesn't have any handbrakes either. A lot of bikes here do have handbrakes, but this one uses coaster brakes that you engage by cycling backwards. This was fascinating to me because in Canada, you will never see brakes like this except on children's bikes. They take some getting used to, but I really prefer cycling like this, as it feels so natural to pedal forward to speed up and pedal backwards to brake. By not having any handbrakes or gears, it keeps the bike simple and maintenance-free.
Thinking about
It
the
also
gears.
avoids any cables that might accidentally get stuck on other bicycles when parking in tight places. All of this is done to keep the bicycle in good working condition, which is important when it's your primary mode of transportation. The only problem we've ever had with this bicycle is the occasional flat tire. And speaking of tires, did you know they use a different tire valve here? In the US and Canada, there are only ever two tire valves, Presta, found on road bikes, and Schrader, found on everything else. Here in the Netherlands, they use a Blitz valve. These valves have a little ball that prevents air from getting out. They're really easy to work with. In case you're curious, you can just use a regular Presta pump to fill these. Just pump it up to a high enough pressure and the valve will open automatically. Another thing
Always use
I'm so
disposable
sorry about these
underwear
ads.
absorbs as much as 5 ultra-thin pads. Dare to sleep free.
That's fancy.
thing you'll sometimes see on bicycles here is a dynamo. These go in the wheel hub or on the wheel and generate enough electricity to power LED lights.
Nice.
These are pretty nice as you never need to worry about recharging batteries or forgetting your lights. Just another small thing that makes these bicycles simple for everyday use.
See, it's the little things.
And lastly, the bell
right?
on this bike makes a pleasant sound. Though you hardly ever need to use your bell here, so it doesn't really matter. When we were still living in Canada, we knew about upright Dutch-style bikes and tried for years to buy one, but they were almost impossible to find. This photo sums up the situation in Canada. A selection of bicycles supposedly for commuting with nothing but sporty hybrids and road bikes. They don't even come with a rack, fenders, or kickstand. Maybe there are more bike shops with upright bicycles today, but when we lived in Toronto, there was only one shop that sold them, and the next closest was over 50 kilometers away. Here in Amsterdam, I can't swing a pair of clogs without hitting a dozen bicycles.
I've never seen anything like this, like bikes from like one end to another. Like, that's crazy. Even in the summertime, you don't see that.
Shops that sell functional, practical bicycles. Bicycles that are designed for transportation, not sport. One group in Winnipeg, Canada, got so frustrated trying to find practical urban bicycles that they started importing new and used bicycles from the Netherlands. They call themselves the Plain Bicycle Project, and they're regularly receiving shipping containers full of bicycles from the Netherlands. So to my Dutch viewers, when you're finished with your bike, please consider donating it to needy families in Canada.
Canada.
It's so great to have bicycles that aren't for sport. Bicycles whose primary function is to be there when you need it, to carry your shopping or your friend, and to be used with as little effort as possible. No special gear or costume changes required. This is a point that's often overlooked because while it's obviously important to have safe streets and cycling infrastructure, it also makes a difference to have easy access to practical, low-maintenance bicycles like this one. Living in Amsterdam, I know that when I need to go somewhere, taking a bicycle will usually be the fastest and most convenient way to get there. But it's also
So, do they totally spaced out the question I was going to ask? Um, oh, police officers, do they mainly go ride on a bike or do they drive a vehicle? I wonder. I don't know why I wondered that. I just do. And also, how much does these bikes run? Because I know every single time Charlie and I go to Walmart, and we have a pretty crappy Walmart too. He always has to check out the prices of the bikes that look like they're Dutch bikes. And they do. They run about 219 to 250 depending on size and quality and stuff. They don't have near the accessories you guys do on those. Um, but yeah, how much does those cost?
also important to know that I won't have any problems either because of our old, clunky, rusty, beat up, comfortable, reliable Omafeets. I'd like to thank my supporters on Patreon who pay me to talk about just bikes on Not Just Bikes. If you'd like to support the channel and get access to bonus videos, visit patreon.com/notjustbikes.
There you have it, guys. I think that's really, really interesting. I didn't know that they had so many accessories on there. Like, holy cow! It makes it. I mean, what else would you need on that? A basket, maybe? I have not seen any baskets on any of these bikes, but yeah, that's just awesome. Pretty awesome. Anyways, yeah. Uh, thanks for watching. And if you like the video, please like and subscribe if you want. And definitely go visit this channel. Definitely well known, but they always have good information. And till next time, see ya.